Hi, it's Kayla Ambrose, your travel guide to the other side, back again. I hope you've been checking out my website, exploreyourspirit.com, to learn more about my school, the Academy of Mystical Arts and Spiritual Sciences. I'm an author. I have 4 books, including The Awakened Aura, which I'm so happy to announce is now being sold internationally. It's being reprinted in Russian and French and all kinds of languages. It's so exciting to see this information about the aura getting shared all over the world. I teach all over the world to students through my academy, through the age of Aquarius technology that we have now, through webinars. Like this video that you're seeing now, I teach webinars where you're at home, comfortable watching me like this. The difference is it's live, so you're engaged with me. You can chat, you can ask questions, and we have a real-time conversation about whatever it is that I'm sharing, like the Awakened Aura. And I find the aura so fascinating. If you've been watching these videos, you'll know why. Because it's really reflecting who we are, what we're thinking, what we're feeling. And psychics, when they're first tuning in to see what's going on with the person, they're tuning in to the aura, to those layers around you first. The reason being is that we have free will, and every person, if you ever had a psychic reading, they should have told you that no matter what they're seeing, there's always free will and you can change it. Well, what does this really mean? Well, it means that our thoughts and emotions come into the auric field and help magnetize and reflect and attract energy to us by what we're sending out. So if you're thinking a lot like, oh, I wish that person would fall in love with me, I really love this person, and you're thinking about this person's name and you're focused on them a lot, that's going to reflect in your aura that you have an energy and an attraction and it's going out towards that person. So if a psychic is tuned in and they're first feeling the energy around you, that's the first level of a psychic reading, they're feeling what you're feeling and what you're thinking about and what your energy is going into. So they say, oh, is there a person? And they'll say the name because you can sense that name that you're repeating over and over in your thought fields. And so then they can go to the second level of the psychic reading, which is going beyond what you're thinking and focusing about in the aura, and then connect with what's going on with this other person and what their feelings are, and maybe give you better insight at that point. Does that person like you or feel about you the same way that you are, or is that person, involved in something else or not giving the same attention and energy? This is just one of the many levels of psychic ability and how it works. Now, when I read for people, I see what's in their aura. I see how they're connected, the chords that I talk about in everyone's aura that attach to others. When we fall in love, there's an energy cord that comes from our heart chakra to theirs and attaches. We have energy cords with all kinds of people. I teach how the ancients understood these cords and what it meant. I show how to connect these cords and how to disconnect them at times. In the webinar that I'll be teaching coming up in January of 2015, I'll be teaching how these cords connect and what that means and how energy moves through the aura, as well as how to psychically tune into it and understand what you're feeling and emoting and what you've picked up from others as their aura has mingled with yours and perhaps left things that don't belong to you in the aura that you need to cleanse and remove so that you don't carry that on. If you've ever been somewhere and been around a person and then felt worse afterwards and felt drained, that's what's called an energy vampire. And your aura and their aura were intermingling, and their aura was what we call an aura in need of energy. It's either drained in some way, it's brittle, it's gotten too dry, or it's leaky because it's held on to too much and it's leaking energy and can't hold it. So they may not even know consciously what they're doing, but their aura is looking for energy, and so it tries to suck the energy from another person, which is where we get that term energy vampire. In this webinar, this 6-week course that I'll be teaching, I will show you how to understand when that's happening and how to block when it's happening, and what you can do or information you can give to the person who's having this problem if it's possible to speak to them. So I'll show you about energy vampires and what happens with that. We'll also delve into what happens to the aura when you engage sexually? What happens with the chords that connect? When you make love with another person and connect, it's not just in the physical and the emotional. The aura and the chords connect to this other person, establishing relationships. I'll explain what it's like when you fall in love and those connection and those chords. And I'll talk about the aura in pregnancy. When someone is pregnant, how the aura of the baby connects with the mother, how the chords connect, and how that continues on throughout the lifetime in the different levels. And as well as the auric connections that come through with your karmic imprints that bring you back lifetime after lifetime, and even down to how you'll look, where you're born, the parents you choose, all the connections that are there in the aura. And when you can read this and understand it, it leads to a much deeper explanation and understanding of who you are and why you're here and why certain things are happening to you. Why are certain experiences repeating themselves? Why are you always drawn to that same kind of person that you wish you weren't? Or why are they attracted to you? What energy is coming out? What are your best talents? What are your gifts? What type of careers are best? These are just some of the things that I'll share in this 6-week course. Now, the 6-week course begins January 15th, 2015. Registration is open now. You can go to my website, exploreyourspirit.com, and see the information there on how to register. I have to say, though, I really love teaching people this in a direct, personal way. And so because of this, I'm going to limit the amount of people that can sign up for this 6-week course, because I want to have time to spend with each and every one of you so that we can tap into your aura and your energy, and that I can work with you and help all of you see what's going on. So if I had hundreds and hundreds of people in this course, there's just not enough time to do this over the 6 weeks that we're studying together. So I'm going to limit it to only a certain number of people so that I have ample time to work with everyone and take your questions live as we're in this webinar each week for 6 weeks, and get down to every bit of the aura and how it works so that you'll know how to read the aura of others, read energy around people, places, and things, how to change the energy in your home, how to be more intuitive, and how to see the aura in the different levels, how to work and cleanse that within yourself so that you have more energy, more empowered, and psychic self-defense. I'm going to show you how the aura evolves over time, what those stages mean, and as you get to your wisdom age of 49, how that will change and evolve as well. There's so many reasons to see the aura and so many practical applications. And in the future, I believe everyone will be able to see this and work with it. And it's needed, it's important. We'll be able to feel the energy. Now, some people say, oh, there's no such thing as auras. And I explained that there has always been. And it was more heightened in the past because we were more living in the wild and we had to have our instincts and our intuitive abilities more honed so that we could pick up on things. If there was something in the woods or some danger, we had to be able to sense that aura really quickly to protect us. We still have little bits of that left. Even the most skeptical person will admit this when I explain it to them, that they can be sitting at a cafe in a conversation with someone, totally engrossed in the conversation, and all of a sudden they feel someone staring at them. They can't see the person, it's behind them, but they whip their head and their eyes connect immediately with that person. Immediately the person who was staring at them. Now, how did you know that person was behind you? They're sitting tables away. They didn't say your name, they didn't do anything towards you, but you picked up that energy. Your aura felt someone staring. That's their focused energy and attention coming from the aura staring at you, and your auric field picks it up. That's one of the remainders that we hold on to with the aura, still protecting us from someone who's honing in on our energy. Another example is when you walk into a room, could be at work or at a party, you haven't heard the conversation, you don't know what's going on, but you feel the energy, whether it's tense or not good or just, ooh, I don't want to be here. Whatever this is not going well. You haven't heard the conversation, you're not seeing, the people may stop the conversation when you come in, but you sense the energy of whether it's a happy conversation, an aggressive conversation, and things like that. I go in great detail in my aura book explaining what every color means, and not just the color so that you know red means this or pink means this, but what to do about it. I explain in detail if you need more pink in your aura, or red, or green, what to do. I even give you a mantra to say. I talk about botanicals and foods to eat, music to play, home furnishings to put around your home to help change the energy in your aura, clothes to wear, crystals and gemstones to work with. I give you a variety, and we're going to go through all of that in this course in depth so that you'll know. You'll walk away knowing so much about the aura that you'll be able to change the energy at any time that you want around you by knowing how to change the energy in your aura and magnifying that outward. I'll teach you psychic protection and how to build up this auric shield so that it expands deeper and you can push it. The Buddha was said he could send his aura out miles and miles ahead of him. So when he was walking and heading to a new town, the people would feel his aura and pick up that the Buddha was coming, announcing his arrival miles before he arrived in the area. I'll show you how to expand that auric field for protection, to put it around or to send energy or to connect with others in that way if you'd like. You can surround your home with an auric bubble as well for protection. You can use it for yourself and your family. Surround your car when you're driving. So many practical reasons why it's time again for us to explore and to understand your aura and how to awaken it. I wrote the book, The Awakened Aura, because for the past 12 years, I've been seeing changes in everyone's aura. Now, I've seen auras since I was a little girl, but what started happening about 12 years ago is the chords that connect with people started changing. The cord down here in the solar plexus level was getting bigger like a funnel, and it was spewing out a lot of gray toxic energy that I could see. And I noticed some of them were this big on people, and other people, they would get smaller and smaller and smaller until there was just a little cord, like an umbilical cord on a newborn baby. And then I would see on people this cord would fall off, much like the umbilical cord falls off a baby. And as it did, all the energy in their lower chakras was much lighter, and now these big cords were coming out of the heart chakra and getting bigger. So I've been seeing this evolution that we have help releasing toxic, negative, old, stagnant energy from the lower chakras out through the solar plexus. And when that does, it raises our energy into the higher chakras and allows us to emit this energy outward through the heart chakra, through a more compassionate, loving place. I'm seeing this happen on everyone I see around the world on some level. And so if you've ever wondered, how are we going to make this change? How are we all going to move into a new dimension of consciousness and understanding? It's happening in the aura. We are receiving help that's happening through the mind, body, and spirit from all the layers to help us evolve, to help us move this energy upward and onward. And I'm going to show you how to work with that and how to strengthen these cords and how to move the energy within yourself. For our quick tip today, though, I want to talk about sound. You're going to hear a lot more about sound vibration, sound healing, and sound therapy. Now, as you know, I'm an ancient mystery school wisdom teacher, and this is my love to teach. And sound was one of the many tools used in healing the aura to help heal the person when they would go to these temples. Sound was even used back then. They understood how to direct it and use crystals and lasers really to break up blockages within the body and to move those. Now you can do the same thing in your home. You can change energy in your home. We're moving from a cycle of the divine masculine, which is a fire energy, into the cycle of the divine feminine, which is a water energy. With water, it's more emotional, and we use softer ways to carry that vibration. So an example is saging. We've used sage to clear and cleanse, and it's fine if you do. You can still continue to do so. I'm just going to show you another way. The sage is fire. It's the divine masculine. It is burning away anything that's a negative or lower vibrational energy that we don't want in our home or around us. In the divine feminine cycle that we're moving into now, we can do the same thing with sound. And so what I recommend to my students is this bell like this. This is a Tibetan brass bell. The bell is a symbol of the divine feminine. As you see, if you look at it upside down, it's like a chalice. Again, like if you go back to the first video and the V we were making the chalice, it's receiving that energy and then clarifying it and sending it outward. Bells have been in cathedrals and chapels and all kinds of reverent spiritual places for as long back as we can look in history. The bell is a form of the feminine, and the clear tone cleanses, clears, and removes. So if you'd like to try something different for cleansing instead of the sage, you can ring the bell throughout your house, saying the white light prayer, and saying that this house is pure and cleansed, and only the highest and best may enter your home or your office or wherever you're working with this. So you'll hear the beautiful tone. Let me see if you can hear on the video here, the Tibetan bell. Can you almost feel the vibration? I know it's coming through video. It's not the same as being here, but there's a strong vibratory tone that still comes from the bell. Now this rung throughout the house, this is a very small one. I call this my travel bell. I have a larger one that I do when I do cleansings, but you get the idea, the vibration, and as you're saying and focusing that energy, how much you can cleanse. Now, one of the interesting things with this is when you're working with the bell with the divine feminine loves to work with the divine masculine and do things in harmony. So with these bells, you get a striker. Now, this is the masculine energy. You've got the divine feminine and you've got the divine masculine uniting together to work together in harmony. And the divine feminine cycles are very much about that, because it's not it's the higher understanding. It's not male versus female. It's not which is better, masculine or feminine. The journey is within. We all have divine masculine and divine feminine energy within each of us. We are seeking to balance that within. That is something I'll go through in the upcoming Aura course. The Ida and Pingala, the chakras, the energy and how it moves. I'll talk about our DNA and how the energy is carried in that. I'm going to talk about the science of it, the epigenetics, how you can affect things on a gene level, on a cellular level, and change your aura and change the energy from you. And we'll talk about the divine masculine and the divine feminine within each of us and how to balance it. That's what it truly means. So when you're just wanting to clear and cleanse your house from something, just to make it feel better lighting, you might use the lighter energy from the bell. So you hear that, it's soft, it's cleansing. But let's say you've had something's happened in your home. It's a new home. You feel a lot of sticky old energy that you've just moved in, or maybe there was a big fight there. Maybe there was a party with just a lot of energies and you need something stronger. This is when the divine feminine works with the divine masculine. The striker heightens the energy. And so if you need to be more forceful and clear stagnant negative energy from your home, you wouldn't just ring the bell, you use the striker. Now to get the comparison, let me say, this room is clean. This room is clean and clear. Only the highest and best energies can be here. And this is all in divine order and under the protection of pure white light. This room is cleansed. This room is clean. Now, if there's something deeper and I need to be more forceful, then I say, I am filled with the pure white light. I am cleansing and clearing this room. All that may not remain in this highest and best energy must leave now. I command you to leave. Only that which is for the highest and best can be made manifest through to this room and can remain in this room. Anything that is not from the pure white light and the highest and best energy can no longer reside in this home. Leave immediately. Be gone. This house is clean and clear and filled only with the pure white light. All other energy is now clear. Hopefully that picked up on the video and you see and feel the difference. So it can be used as the most powerful cleansing tool if you go into a place that really needs some type of cleansing to be done. And that's the difference when you bring in the striker. Now I've only got a few minutes here on this video to try to explain to you what I've spent lifetimes literally learning. I came back remembering past lives, remembering teaching in these temples and in the wisdom teachings. And in my early 20s, when I discovered the mystery schools again and studied with my teachers, it all came back to me. I remembered who I am and why I'm here and what I do to teach these again, to help empower, to educate, and to inspire. That's my work here as a wisdom teacher and what I love to do. So I hope you'll join me for this 6-week course on how to see, sense, and activate your aura, as I teach you all of these deeper mysteries about the aura and how to read and activate and work with the aura yourself. So sign up now, register early. I'm giving a discount that will go away in January, and even then it's only limited to how many people will be joining so that I have time to work with each and every one of you. You can check out my book and my work and everything else online at my website, exploreyourspirit.com. I'm looking forward to seeing you and seeing your aura and all of you in this upcoming 6-week See, Sense, and Activate Your Aura. Until then, I hope these have been of help. If you're trying these, try the bell, try the white light. Respond to me here. Let me know how it's going. If you're seeing and sensing an energy in your aura, or if you've tried some of the crystals and gemstones and the energy working with receiving and sending the energy with a quartz crystal or a rose quartz like we talked about in video 2. Thank you. All the best.